I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep. I'm talking about balls deep in love.
What is up, folks? It is I, Jet, and I'm here to have a conversation with you. I was just catching up on Amberlynn and Foodie Beauty. Just magical, as usual. Magical. Apparently Amberlynn doesn't believe that Abraham Lincoln was real. Just... yeah. It's just... He's fucking Lincoln. How do you not know he's real, sugar? How do you not know he's real, sugar? You don't believe it? I'm sorry, okay. Moving on to Chantal. No, Chantal fully believes in Abraham Lincoln. I'm sorry, Chantal believes in Abraham Lincoln. She knows what history is. But she has been an addict for all of 20 minutes. 21 minutes. And she thinks she can absolutely identify about addict shaming. Yep. I think she's a bit confused. And I don't like the way she's using the whole concept of addict shaming. I know why she keeps saying it. She's using it to manipulate people into holding her accountable. And I don't like it. Let me explain. A lot of people do try to shame addicts, but it's their last resort. Hear me out. Usually family members will try to explain, to shame them, bringing everything out for them to look at, where their life is going, what they're doing to themselves. They're not trying to shame them as to hurt their feelings. They're trying to let them see what they're not seeing. It's not really shaming to be a huge asshole. They're simply trying to make them see why they're so concerned about them. I don't really consider that shaming. I just think it's trying to get a point across to them that they're just not able to see. But our friend Foodie Beauty is using it to get people to stop telling her to get help, to shut the fuck up and let her carry on. Oh, and by the way, when someone called you, or I think it was wrote to your family or something and called you a crackhead, and you told them to figure that they need to get their head out of their ass because cocaine and crack are not the same. Again, it is. They're the same drug, sweetheart. Crack is called crack cocaine, and it's how you smoke it. Shit you're doing is you sniff up your nose. Crack is crack cocaine. It's put in a rock form, you smoke it. So you're stupid, and yeah, they were actually not stupid. They shouldn't have been coming into contact with anyone in your family, which is completely wrong, and extremely bad if you're trying to get help, by the way. Informing someone's family of something, especially when the person's an adult, can be very, very, how do I put this? Craptastic if the person's trying to keep it private, seeking help on their own. You don't know how their family dynamic is, and some families are not shiny, happy, loving relationships, Barneys, sparkles, rainbows. Yeah. So by sticking your big fucking foot in someone else's bee's nest, you might get them pretty much fucked, which is going to give them more depression, more anxiety, more broken heart, and now they're not going to be able to get clean as quick, I guess you could say. You don't know what you're doing, so fucking sending messages to their friends or family could get them shunned. I don't know. I think it's none of your damn business. But that's just me. But yeah, crackhead. I wouldn't call you a crackhead. But by telling them that they need to get their drug facts straight, actually you need to get your drug facts straight. People, after you decided to tell them that you think you're addicted, by filling them in and then telling them that you wanted to get help, at that point you let these people into your life. And at that point you let them into your recovery process. You told them, I want to recover. I need your moral support. You remember saying that? Or were you too high? Because I was there for it. Once you tell people and explain to them, I need you to help me with my recovery, I need your support, you've basically signed a contract saying that they're part of your recovery. In layman's terms, you didn't really sign a contract with them, but you made them a part of it. Sorry, I burped. People become emotionally invested at that point to make your recovery happen. They want to help you. You're basically telling them, I can't do this alone. I need help. I need someone to help me through this. You did it. You. Not them. You. No, there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't. Knowing when enough is enough is the best thing to do, especially going the farther distance of telling people, I have a problem and I need it fixed now. I can't do it on my own. I need someone to help me with it, and I need people to talk about this with. I think I have a problem. That is the best first step. but the difference is you decided that you didn't want to anymore. And then those people who thought that this was a thing wanted to help you. And then you started lying. Do you see the conflict here? I hope you know that it's not shaming an addict. If they decided to take that first step and then immediately jump 10 steps backwards and start using again, you basically make people emotionally invested and ready to help you. And then you chickened out. People have the right to be angry with you. You lie. It's not the action of taking drugs. Everybody has a weakness. That's why everybody drinks alcohol. Well, just about everybody. Everybody drinks alcohol. Everybody enjoys certain types of food. Hell, coffee, candy. Everybody has weaknesses. It's life. But when you go too far with it, that's when it's no bueno. The part when it becomes bad is when you do it to an excess. You start lying to people. You put other people in danger with your horrible excess. You don't realize it, but in taking drugs, depending on the shit you do, you could be putting other people in danger. A lot of danger. Not to mention, you could be putting yourself in a shitload of danger. And then you might die. You also got to take into consideration who's going to find your body. And what am I going to do to them? Oh, not to mention your family, your entire family. You should really think about those things. I'm sure Pete's would have a good time with that. That would be interesting. People are allowed to feel angry. They're allowed to be disappointed in you. You can't tell them that they're not allowed to have feelings. They can be mad at you because you lied. Again, it's not the fact that you did the drugs. It's the fact that you're lying to everybody now. And you basically, in essence, when you say that they're addict shaming, that they're not allowed to have feelings about it. They're not allowed to be mean to me. I can do whatever I want. I can lie to them whenever I want. They can't be mean to me. I have an addiction. I have an addiction and they can't be mean to me. Nope. If they do, they're sick individuals. No, they're not. They're the people that pay your bills. They're the people you ask to give you some support. Seriously. They're the people that you said you needed. But only when they're annoying, you tell them you don't need them? I think it's funny they still give you super chats. I wonder how much of that you ram up your nose. Or get shrooms. Or edibles. That is another thing that amazes me. People still pay you. That's another thing. You're taking money from these people and buying drugs. That's another thing that people have the right to be angry with you. You can't take people's hard-earned money and use to shove up your nose. And you lied about where that money was going. Several times. Again, that's not addiction shaming. That's people being lied to and pissed off because you lied. You lied and said you were never using it on drugs. You used it on rent. Your rent must be amazing. You probably buy a house with how much rent you fucking fork out. I mean, come on. People asked you several times that you were making sure you didn't spend their money on drugs. You kept saying, I'm not. I'm not. You lied. It's not addict shaming. It's people being pissed off that you're a liar and that their money actually went to feeding your drug habit when they specifically told you not to use their money on drugs. And I don't know if you know this, but some addicts, when they quit, vow that one of the things they'll never do is spend their money on drugs ever again. They will never drop another dime on it. So I really hope that one of those addicts who made that pledge to themselves didn't send you money. I really hope so. Because that is just going to be horrible for them. No one's shaming you. They're shaming the lies, not the fact that you took a drug. And why would you? You have so many health problems. They're shaming you in the fact that you're a liar. They're shaming you in the fact that you keep lying. They're shaming you in the fact that you're abusing yourself. Not to mention that you went over to Don's house and he's abusing you now, sexually. I really hope that boy is fucking dynamo in the sack, because you are just giving it away for free, I swear. He's got to be on top, because I think, if I remember correctly, Don's like one of those kids from Ethiopia, just nothing but skin and bones. He has to always be on top, I bet you. That's just gross. I can't believe I just had that thought. Blech. But anyone out there who feels silenced when she accuses people of shaming, just still have your anger. She's trying to take your right to have an opinion and have feelings about her situation. You have a right to have them. You have a complete right to have them. You do. Especially if you're in her live streams and everything like that and you care about her. You are absolutely allowed to have valid feelings about this. Absolutely. I don't know why she doesn't have more guilt. I felt so guilty, like all the time. I was always worried, like my main guilt was that I would die and my mom and dad would have to fucking find me or have to bury me. You know what I mean? That they would just find me somewhere and then they'd have to plan my funeral, and I know that would kill my parents. Like, that was my biggest fear. I just didn't want to break my parents' heart. Be lying all the time. I took money from people. It was really hard. Like, I felt guilty about everything. is very hard to go through that, you know what I mean, and not feel guilty at every turn. Like when there's always a close call. When you get to that point where you take almost too much. Yeah, it's just... There's lots of feelings like that. And you tell yourself, I'm not doing that shit again. I almost bought the big one. Yeah, but then like a day or so later, you're like, yeah, just have to take less than I took the last time and I'll be fine. But it's like, I knew everyone who didn't want me to do it had a valid point. And their feelings were valid. I mean, I was either lying or hiding from people because I didn't want to have to explain shit. Because I couldn't think of anything to explain shit with. Or I didn't want to come up with something to explain shit with. Like, how do you explain that away? But it's like, she does it all on stream. Like, I think she like takes it and then gets on stream. Although Mushroom, she did on stream. I don't know how she does it and does not feel a damn thing. Except to basically try to take away people's valid feelings about basically being lied to over and over again by accusing them. It's like having a conversation, say it's like a man or a woman, and they're having a conversation about work, and the woman will shut down the man by going, "You're just sexist." What is he supposed to say to that? There's no proof of him being sexist. But once that word's thrown around, the guy's like, well, how do you argue with that? What do you use the whole thing of, I am not. I got a wife and a daughter at home. There's no way there's no way I'm sexist. That's not a good call, dude. That's like saying you have a black friend when you're talking to someone who accuses you of being racist. There's no way. I got a black friend, I swear. That's the same thing in this sense. You start to have valid feelings. You say you care about her. And you're like, well, you need to do an inpatient. She's like, stop addict shaming. All you people do is you just shame me because I have an addiction. And then you're like, well, maybe I am. Never mind. Well, I just care about you. It's like, you don't. You don't. She's the one who asked you guys to help her. She wanted you guys to be her support system. That's what you're doing. She just realized that she wanted to keep doing the drugs, so she wanted to go and go, erase. I never said that. Coke what? I'm a fan of Pepsi. No, I would never. Coke's lame. So anyone who follows her, tell her that you're not shaming shit. You're voicing your opinion that you're allowed to have. It's fucking valid. Trust me. When I did it, when I was an addict, you have to listen to people around you. You have to. You have to see it from their side because you can't tell what's going on half the time. You have no idea that's going on around you. You just don't want to feel pain anymore. And you do the dumbest things to do that. Just you fuck around till you can't fuck around anymore. And there's only a couple ways you get out of this. You stop fucking around and get help, or you die. I suggest you stop fucking around and get help. You're way too old to be doing this. And you have too many health problems to be doing this. You know when you should have been doing shit like this? High school or college. Those are the only two places that kind of shit like this flies. I'm just saying. It's fun when you're young and you don't really have direction. The rest of the time it's just nah. Nah. Really? Is this what we're doing with our life now? I suggest you stop now while you still have a chance. It may seem like lots of fun, but fun dries up quickly. No one's there the next day when you wake up. Eventually, you're gonna start not being able to feel happy whether you're on it or not. The effects are gonna start wearing off. They're gonna get out of your stream nice and quick. Eventually it's gonna cost way too much for you because your body's gonna adapt to it, so you're gonna have to buy more. And I don't know if you know this, but something called dosing out. As someone who's on antidepressants and everything like that, when your body becomes accustomed to a drug or medication, you have to raise the dose. There is a dose. There's a dosing level you get to where any more the drug or the medication becomes toxic. I've dosed out of a few medications. I never did that with the drugs. I was too afraid. But trust me, it happens. With your size, you're gonna need like a whole horse-sized baggie of coke. Good Lord, you're gonna kill yourself. Anyways, you gotta quit, girl. I don't think you could do it cold turkey. And why the fuck you taking all those edibles? You're just replacing one drug with another. And the reason your weight gain's going up is because you smoke all that weed. What's wrong with you? Oh, and another thing. Can you please stop wearing lingerie on stream? I saw your ass, and I am not pleased with it. It looks like 2 deflated beach balls, and I'm pissed about it. I couldn't eat all day long. Every time I think about beach balls, I gag. I'm not happy about that. Not at all. I hope you're happy with yourself. What the hell's wrong with you? Your mom ever teach you to wear clothes? I mean, I may be sitting here doing this video in my pajamas, but I have a top, I have bottoms, and I have a jacket on. And I don't want to hear one damn word about why are you so cold? It's the middle of summer. I have air conditioning on to the fucking full blast because there's like fucking computers in every room. So unfortunately, it's as cold as a fucking morgue in here. Cold. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. But if you don't, it's perfectly fine. I'm an asshole. I like to addict shame, flash my ass at a camera. That is going to be stuck in your head all day. 2 deflated beach balls wrapped in some lingeries. You're welcome. No, but for real. Like, share, subscribe. But if you don't, I'll still be sitting here in this chair talking to myself as per usual. Be nice, that's optional. Try and recycle if you would. No house fires. None. That's not optional. We know lighting any house fires. Live long and prosper. I'll talk to you later. Adios.